It's the perfect storm to rob our house.
Happening now, Atlanta police are investigating a break-in at a northeast Atlanta neighborhood.
Investigators say they believe these same burglars are linked to over a dozen incidents in the neighborhood. Police say the thieves stole jewelry, watches, and even entire safes, among other things.
So we get home. We were all at the counter. The girls were going through their Easter basket. Wells was in his car seat still asleep. You then walked in after us. And what was the first thing you saw?
Sitting actually right there is a designer bag box.
Yeah, like a Louis Vuitton, which are these bright orange boxes.
And I was just like, that's weird. And then I looked a little to the right past it, and there's, I don't know if you can see it behind, there's doors right behind me, and one of those doors was open. And I knew immediately.
Well, and you just kept repeating, you said, why is that box there? I'm, helping the girls go through Easter stuff, and I turn around and I'm like, wait, what?
And then I said, my watches.
Yeah.
And then I went upstairs and I knew all my shit was gone.
The robber popped open our back sliding doors.
Didn't touch a single thing.
We had laptops on the table.
Yeah.
We had things that you would think that robbers would want, but he was looking for very specific items.
Well, he went down to the basement and they took all of the pictures, everything off the walls looking for wall safes.
Yep.
We don't fucking have one. We know they were in the house for like 40 minutes.
Yes.
And they tore the master bedroom, the bathroom, the closets, tore everything out of there. And like an asshole, I had a big watch case. All they had to do was just grab that and walk out.
And they did. They grabbed it. They left the cord, I think, for it.
Yeah, well, I'm glad they did because stick with us. Stick with us for this story. So we call the police. Police come out here.
They walked in and they go, haven't we already been at this house tonight? And we both kind of go, what?
No, we just got here.
Yeah.
And that's when we found out, I think 18 homes in total were burglarized over about a year and a half, all on breaks or holidays, school breaks or holidays. We were not the first and certainly not the last victim. In fact, we were the second victim our night. One shot over an hour earlier,
Yep.
They had robbed somebody and they, I guess, just got confused and thought they were already at our house. They were sophisticated robbers.
Yes, and we found out that they did not care if you had an alarm on or off, which, made me feel a little bit better. There were homes that they broke into and the alarm started going off and they
walked inside.
They ran straight for the master bedroom. They would stay for 10, 12 minutes, grab what they could out of the master bedroom because everyone keeps like a safe in there or they keep a jewelry box and they would grab that and they would run and they would be gone before the police ever got there.
I spent days afterwards walking up and down our street. Hi, this is Mike. I live 4 houses down from you. I was broken into. My life is in shambles. Please call me back immediately. 404. Here's my number.
Trying to get ring cameras. And what did you find out about the ring cameras? Because I thought this was interesting.
Yeah, so there's 3 types of settings. You can have a camera that records all the time. You can have a camera that clicks on every 3 or 10 minutes at intervals. And then you can have a camera that only clicks on if it's activated.
Right.
So most of our neighbors, all but one, had a ring camera that was only either interval or was activated by motion.
I cannot tell you the amount of people who sent videos to me and they were like, hey, I don't know if this is your car. I don't know if this is a person, but why don't you look through it?
So we found one and we found the car they were in. A car would drive down and we later learned that they were scouting houses. The second guy drove down our street, got like 3 houses down and then waited. And I'm pretty sure that he was waiting with a police scanner and he drove to the street behind us because when you call police, where do they show up?
To the front door.
Front door. So what these guys were doing is they drive the car to your backyard neighbors. They would go through your backyard neighbor's backyard, hop over your big privacy fence that's supposed to, give you privacy and keep people away, and come into your house.
Burglaries are happening left and right, it felt like.
Oh, they were.
Then there was a break.
A guy goes to the mall with a picture on his phone of a bracelet.
And this was a rare bracelet. It had been sold maybe like a week before the robbery. He takes the picture and he goes, oh, my grandmother would really like this.
To
a salesperson at this high-end store and goes, hey, my grandmother would really like this style bracelet, this bracelet right here. How much is it? Sort of thing. Trying to figure out, I guess, how much it was. Yeah. The salesperson that he went to was the same salesperson that had sold it. And it was such a rare bracelet that she immediately called the owner and said, did you sell your bracelet? The owner said, no, I was robbed. So the salesperson calls the police. The police then took the video camera footage from that mall and from the store. They had a picture of the person, which they shared with us, And then they had a license plate, which they shared with us.
The police had done what's called a data dump. So they had gone to all the cell phone towers and cell phone information in the area and downloaded all that. They also looked at all the license plate readers and got all that information. And they got a hit. They were able to connect someone who was in the area at the same times using their cell phone, and they got into that person's iCloud account.
They were doing things that I didn't even know existed outside of movies. And they were able to get his downloads in real time as he was downloading them. Yeah. And I didn't know that that was possible, but it is.
I didn't either. So the detective comes over and starts showing us photos. They're obvious that it's photos from someone's house, and the photos were on an iCloud over months.
It was sickening to see because this person had on our jewelry and was, on their wrist modeling it, taking pictures. They also had screenshots that they were taking of trying to price out the item.
They had screenshots of my shorts, my videos. So we mentioned the watch turner that they took out of my house. Over the course of those pictures, you'd see my watch turner with my watches in it. And then 5 pictures later, you'd see the watch turner half with my watches, half with other people's watches. And come to find out, that's the one thing that they found when they arrested him. So I expect soon I will get my watch turner back.
Now this week, APD released body cam video of the recent arrests of Aurelius Brown and Tiger Hollingsworth. Investigators say Hollingsworth is the primary suspect in the string of burglaries that has kept homeowners in this northeast Atlanta neighborhood up at night.
Our oldest at the time was 10, and for her, she was very upset. She was very scared because her thought was, this bad guy has been in our home. He has seen our pictures. He knows who we are. He's going to come back and get us. Like, she was scared for her safety.
We've been very careful to not bring up the robberies around them, although in their school with all these families being robbed, the kids are sitting around the cafeteria table talking about it.
But we couldn't protect them from it because we got home and it was just there. It wasn't something that we could. Some of the families, I think, were able to kind of shelter their kids, and their kids didn't know about it. Unfortunately, ours walked into.
We're at the bond hearing.
And I remember the prosecutor saying, I think the victims have a right to be heard, which I appreciated that.
Talked about Charlie being upset. Yeah. And then bond was denied.
And so then we were able to tell her, hey, he's not getting out. He's being held in there. And just like the relief that she felt.
The police found the person and they are in jail. They won't come back. That's really powerful.
Yes.
So that's our robbery story. How do you feel about sharing that with everyone right now?
I'm a pretty private person. Like I know your social media is very open and stuff.
I am who I am.
You are who you are. But I am a very private person, so I like to keep it kind of at home. Although I will say...
Do you want me to tell everyone this didn't happen to you, it only happened to me?
No.